I looked up faith, starting with the term thy faith. Thy faith has made you well is actually more said more by Jesus than anything, as far as healing. I looked up all the verses, and they are as follows. Matthew 9:22. Somebody look that up and read it, please.
(22)
Matthew 9:22.
Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour.
Thank you. And Matthew 15:28. Mark?
Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
Okay, great is thy faith. And that led to her healing. The book of Mark 5:34. That one says, thy faith hath made thee whole again. Mark 10:52 says, thy faith hath made thee whole again. Luke 7:50, thy faith has saved thee, which salvation means healed, saved, delivered.
What was the scripture? Luke what?
Luke 7:50, 50. You can read that one all in context, somebody, because we'll see what that was all about.
I have the amplified.
Got it?
I have the amplified version.
Oh.
But Jesus said to the woman, Your faith has saved you. Go, enter into peace and freedom from all the distresses that are experienced as the result of sin.
Okay. And can we have a non-amplified?
He saith unto the woman, thy faith has saved thee, go in peace. So that's sozo, or
Sozo means say. They sometimes Jesus or even the disciples said saved instead of healed. It's the same. It can also be used as healed. So regardless, thy faith has saved thee. Luke 8:48. Thy faith has made thee whole again. Luke 17:19. Thy faith has made thee whole. Luke 18:41. Thy faith has saved thee. Those scriptures about thy faith has made thee whole. Thy faith, go your way. Your faith has saved thee. There's something about studying the word and how many times something is said, as opposed to making a doctrine out of one verse. And the one that puzzles me that I've been studying about is Mark 11:22. Is it Mark 11:22? It's on the other page.
The Kenneth Hagin verses?
Yes, it's Mark 11:22. Well, that one, it says have faith in God. So I've been looking that up because it messes with my sovereignty issues. When somebody says have faith in God, it tends to trigger in my heart the tendency to, ask God to do something for me and wait for him to do it. And I don't believe that's what the deal is. And how many times does Jesus say, thy faith has healed thee? Now, I looked up how many times, by the way, that have faith in God is, I looked up in Greek, the basic words are have faith God. So I looked it up, and the in is not there. So that is one of the conclusions that would be more in context, because the context of that whole thing is about Jesus cursing the fig tree, and they said, look, the fig tree cursed is
Withered.
You know, it manifested the curse that you placed upon it. And he answered, have faith, God. You know, we don't know exactly how he meant that. So, in looking at that, there's a few questions, a few ways that you could look at it. Jesus cursed the fig tree. Peter remarks, have the fig tree obeyed you, basically. And Jesus responds, have faith, God. Whatever way we want to look at that. Then he says, he goes on to tell him, using your faith plus words is going to manifest something. You know, you can do great things with faith and words. So, in context with have faith, God, you can consider all the versions that say have faith in God as one possibility. And the other possibilities are, you know, Peter, have faith, God. You know, that doesn't go right. That probably isn't the way. How about you have the faith of God? That's another thing that people have said is possible, which I have less of a problem with that. You have the faith of God, you know, here's what you do with it, you know. And then, or he could be saying, have faith, God, you know, that probably isn't what he meant by that. So, those are the ways that I picked apart have faith, God, what could it mean? I compare that, have faith in God, which every translation has used, with all the verses, thy faith has made thee well. And I have to say that I don't think it's have faith in God, because I don't see how that works. And then I looked up how many times have faith in God. Faith in God is used in the Bible, and it was one time. That's the time, and it's not even really in there, you know, the end part. So have faith in God has not been used in any part of the Bible that I could look up so far. It was just one time in what I've researched. So that leads me to believe that, you know, when there's the doctrine to be had, when there's something to be learned, he usually repeats it, you know, in different parts of the Bible. That faith is a power, you know, faith plus your words plus your belief, you know, produce action. They manifest things. It manifests things. So that is very, you know, it's like God's talking to me about that, and I'm very interested in all the things God's, you know, Jesus was trying to teach us about faith. And I just say a couple more things about it. He often said, your faith has made you well. And more than anything, he said, your faith has healed you. And Jesus never, other than that one time, have faith, God, didn't say have faith in God. He was teaching us how to use our faith. So basically, God gave you faith, is what I think he was saying. God gave you faith. What? Use your faith. Where is your faith? He would say too. You know, when they didn't rebuke the wind, but he did. Where is your faith? Several times that was said too. Where is your faith? So Jesus is provoking them over and over to use their faith and learn how to use it. And their faith. Now, an analogy that I got from that was, if you were carrying around a big gun and a bazooka and, you know, shooting things with it, kaboom, you know, and people were amazed at, you know, what you were doing with this tool, and you kept stopping and going, it wasn't me, it was the gun. Okay, so let's get that straight. I didn't make that big noise. I didn't destroy that thing over there with the gun. You know, it was the gun. Well, everybody knows it was the gun. Just because somebody gave you a gun, or you inherited this gun, or you have this gun, or you're using it, everybody knows that you're not, you know. So if God gave us faith, why is it a problem to say, you know, go use it, you know? And when you heal somebody, I mean, I don't have a problem, you know, saying, you know, I healed someone because God, you know, I'm using my faith. So those are the things that people tend to want to avoid, is the glory for, healing somebody or for using their faith. The last thing I got from this is a couple more things. Philemon 1:6 about the communication of your faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you. And I believe that, when I say, like, for right now, I'm waiting for the manifestation of I'm trying to manifest my healing, there's a short from me speaking it to it manifesting. I'm believing, I'm received the healing, many, many times, but there's a short in manifesting it. So the communication is shorted out. So this is a verse that I like to, study and meditate on. It will become manifest by continually acknowledging the good things that are in me, that God gave me. And I noticed a couple other things about faith as I was studying it. Luke 22:32. Jesus said, "I have prayed for you that your faith will not fail." I think he prayed for Peter, and that your faith will be strengthened. So that means our faith can fail.
Where did you say it was?
Luke 22:32. Our faith can fail to work, and it can be strengthened. We don't need more faith, but we need to strengthen our faith. So there are reasons why our faith can fail when we don't have it strong enough, when we don't know how to use it. We haven't developed it, as Charles Capps would say. And the next thing I would say is James 2:17 through 26. Faith can be dead unless it's used too. Faith without works is dead. So the conditions of our faith that we have can be that it's dead because it's just sitting there like water in a well that's not being drawn out. It's useless. If you've got it, but you're not drawing it out, you're not using it, it's dead. It's worthless. So we want to use, we know that our faith can be dead, our faith can fail, and our faith can be strengthened to be useful and learn how to use it. And then the last thing that confirms, that the focus is on us using our faith really, is that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Isn't that Philippians? Does anyone know? I should know that.
Philippians 4:13.
4:13. I can do all things through Christ. I mean, the focus over and over is your faith, what you can do with your faith. You can do all things through Christ, not God's going to do it for you. So I'm very excited about continually meditating on that, and I just wanted to bring out how many scriptures. There's at least 8 in a row about your faith has made you well, or faith has saved you, and the different levels of, where faith can be dead, just it can be strengthened. I think that's it. Thank you for letting me get through that without too much commentary.